harmony. It's the musical blending of voices that creates a sound more powerful and moving than any one voice alone. But harmony is also a metaphor for the coming together of different people and perspectives to create something beautiful. In a world increasingly divided by politics, values, and beliefs, one small community choir in Colorado is striving to find harmony on stage and off through the unifying power of music and fellowship. Imagine a crisp Colorado night in the charming small town of Paonia. Inside a spacious modern church, 40 singers spanning all ages and walks of life gather for their weekly choir practice. As music director Stephanie Hellickson coaches them through warm-ups, listening to how their diverse voices blend, details like political leanings or personal convictions fade into the background. All that matters in this moment is the music they make together. This is the North Fork Community Choir, and their ability to harmonize musically despite their differences holds powerful lessons for us all in these divisive times. As one member put it, we've got people from pretty far right to pretty far left in the chorus, yet they manage to not just tolerate each other, but cooperate to create something uplifting. How do they do it? The key, it seems, is focusing on their shared love of singing and intentionally stepping around potential landmines. Most of the time, anyway. Even in choir, some issues are simply too charged to avoid. Take their recent Broadway concert, for example. The program included numbers from beloved musicals like My Fair Lady and Dear Evan Hansen. But songs like America from West Side Story with its disparaging lyrics about Puerto Rico as a backwards island, and Master of the House from Les Miserables with its irreverent invocations of Jesus' name gave some members pause. Singer Ellie Roberts found the West Side Story song problematic in today's context. I really struggled with that because it sort of implies that Puerto Rico stinks. And why wouldn't they leave, she said. It sort of encouraged some stereotypes. Meanwhile, Kim Johnson, a devout Christian, didn't feel comfortable invoking Jesus in the flippant way the Les Mis song does. These objections sparked important conversations among the choir. Should they change lyrics, add a disclaimer, or perhaps avoid singing these pieces altogether? The discussions themselves were significant, as members openly expressed their views and tried to understand other perspectives. In the end, small accommodations were made, a contextualizing announcement from the director before America. Some singers choosing to swap out Jesus for cheeses in their deliveries of Master of the House. But more importantly, a spirit of consideration took hold. Those who weren't personally bothered by the songs didn't begrudge their fellow singers for speaking up about their concerns. As choir member Chris Johnson reflected, I don't think that explanation for America was necessary, but it's okay. And those who pushed for changes expanded their own awareness in the process, too. Singer Linda Talbot shared, I think I'm much more aware now of what could be objectionable to certain people. I don't think I thought about it before. This choir is quietly serving a vital purpose beyond just making music. It's allowing a diverse cross-section of the community to form bonds and really see each other, even when they don't see eye to eye. Sociologist Eric Kleinenberg notes that simply coming together regularly for a shared activity promotes bridge building, but groups can choose to go further and use the relationships built making music together as a foundation of trust to advance harder conversations down the road. The North Valley Community Choir may not be having intense political debates in rehearsals, but in navigating issues like potentially problematic lyrics together with care and goodwill, they're taking small, important steps along this path. In a world that often feels like it's fraying at the seams, the singers of this choir are a beacon for us all, showing us how shared passions can spotlight our common humanity and maybe even soothe tensions. Their unifying example calls to mind the movie As It Is in Heaven, where a world-famous conductor returns to his small hometown and leads a ragtag group of local singers, using music to dissolve long-held grudges and prejudices among the townsfolk. Or the real-life story of the multi-faith choir project in Scotland that brings together singers from different religious traditions to perform sacred music and build interfaith understanding. The North Valley Community Choir is writing its own inspiring story of unity through music, one rehearsal at a time. As they take the stage this holiday season to perform Handel's Messiah, even more powerful than the soaring sounds they produce will be the quiet statement they make to the world. That despite our differences, we can still sing from the same songbook. Their example is an invitation to us all to find our shared harmonies. Perhaps it won't happen everywhere as easily as it does in Paonia. But if we take a cue from these Colorado singers, focusing on what unites us and approaching our differences with grace and curiosity, we might just discover a more beautiful song than we ever imagined. So here's my challenge for you. Seek out someone with a different perspective. Maybe that in-law you usually butt heads with at family gatherings, or a coworker you vehemently disagree with on a hot-button issue. And find some common ground between you, however small. A shared love of 80s music, regional cuisine, or crocheting cat hats is a start. Then, if you're feeling brave, respectfully open a dialogue to understand their views better. As the North Fork Community Choir shows us, powerful things happen when we open our ears and hearts to really hear each other. And let me know how your attempts at harmonizing go. Send me a text in the link I've provided. I'd love to hear your stories and may even feature some on a future episode. Until our next song is written, be well, do extraordinary things, and live a story-charmed life. This series relies on listener support. Please help me keep the great content flowing by clicking the Support the Show link in the episode description and to see a list of additional services and products. You can also subscribe to the Story Charmed Life newsletter or enroll in my online screenwriting course via the links I've provided.